I would like to clarify what the assignment entailed. This is the actual video for the assignment.
You will process this simple HTML form with a PHP script as the action.
Okay, we are processing the form with a PHP script as the action. Let's take a look at the assignment handout. You will use the HTML form, process the data using a PHP script named form.php as the action of the form. This is what you have. You don't have anything here for the action. Now, this is the HTML file. And this is the PHP file. Your PHP file is identical to the HTML file. That should not be. The file that processes the form data is a separate file, and it should look different. Let's look at the handout again. Here is the action of the form, displaying the data. This is essentially what the file should look like. The data is not being displayed on the same page as the form. Here is the grading rubric, number 2. The form uses a PHP script for the action. I don't know how you missed this. I also show you on the handout how to set the code to make sure that your error messages are being displayed so that you could see all possible problems. So this is your file, form.php, which has the PHP code and the form in it. Because it has a PHP extension, the server will execute any PHP code. So it reads from the top down. So this PHP code will be executed as soon as the file loads, meaning it's going to be executed before it gets into the body. Therefore, $_post is foreign to the PHP interpreter. It has no idea what you're talking about. Why? Because the form hasn't been submitted yet. So you're trying to put these values into variables when they don't exist yet. So when I load this page, I get an error message. Now I am in localhost. This is your file. These are your error messages. Undefined, undefined, undefined. Here is your form. Now here is your information, and here is the form. Now, once this page is loaded and fill in the form, at that point it will work. We're still going to see this test up here, which should have been commented out. Now we do see something. However, that's not how forms work. The user should be allowed to fill in this form and then hit the submit button and then see the results on a separate page. Now, technically, you could show the results on the same page. However, you need to write the code correctly, and we haven't covered that yet. We have not yet covered how to post the form results back to the same page that the form is on. You are doing this incorrectly, and there are error messages as a result. What you want to do is to use the HTML form page that does not have any PHP in it, code the action of the form. When the user fills in the form and clicks the submit button, it will call that action, and you will pass the data to the action, which is a PHP page, and the results will be displayed on a separate page. So this is the page. This is the HTML file. All you need to do is code in an action, which is the file to which the data will be sent. I click the submit button, and this is a separate page. Notice, there is the file name. It's a separate page. If I go back, there's the form. If I look at the source code, there's the action, sample_me.php. This is an HTML form. There's no PHP in it. The action is a PHP script. Therefore, when I click to submit, it calls the action. There it is right up there, sample_me.php. This is where the PHP code belongs. This is where all of your echo statements. This is where you intercept the values. If you worked through the examples in the book, they're doing it exactly the same. They have an HTML form. It is processed by a PHP file as the action of the form, and the results are shown on that page. Again, the action of the form indicates the name of the PHP file that will receive the values being sent from the form. It will process that information and display it to the user. We are not learning how to post the results back to the same page as the form is on. We will cover that later, as both of these approaches are used in the industry.